I just set my oven to 375 degrees, and today I'm going to make up a recipe. It's going to be a casserole with eggplant and fresh tomatoes and cheese. Let's get going and see how it turns out. The first thing I'm going to do is spray my casserole dish with some olive oil spray. If you don't have spray, you can just use regular olive oil and coat the inside of your casserole dish. In a bowl, I'm going to combine and stir up a tablespoon of basil, a tablespoon of oregano, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of salt, and a half of a teaspoon of pepper. I sliced an eggplant thin and put it in the bottom of my casserole dish and used some of that wonderful seasoning that I mixed up and sprinkled it on top. This looks good already, but now I have a layer of fresh sliced tomatoes on top of that eggplant, and I sprinkled it good with some more of the seasoning mix that I made. I repeated the last two steps, so now I have a layer of eggplant, a layer of tomato, a layer of eggplant, and another layer of tomato. It's time to partially cook that tomato and eggplant mixture, so I'm putting it in the oven at 375 for 20 to 25 minutes. So what is a casserole without lots of cheese, right? We like cheese in this family, and today I'm going to add some mozzarella and some Parmesan Romano, and I might use some of this pre-shredded Colby Jack. We always like to shred our own cheese if possible because pre-shredded cheese normally has a lot of preservatives and it doesn't have the flavor that fresh cheese that you grate yourself always has. I don't have the breadcrumbs that come in a box because I make my own, but you could use either. And I'm going to use this also on my casserole. I decided to experiment a little bit more, so after I added all of the cheese and the breadcrumbs, I decided to sprinkle a little bit of olive oil on top of those breadcrumbs. You could also use melted butter. It's been 25 minutes since I put it back into the oven. It's bubbly and it looks so good, and you wouldn't believe how good it smells. It looks good to me, especially paired with that homemade potato salad. Now let's get Kenny to try it and he can tell us how it turned out.
Let me try this new concoction you've made. Perfecto.